Hello and happy Halloween. Okay. I didn't exactly know how to set up a makeup area for you. So we have this makeshift broken IKEA mirror setup going on for now. I might change some things as we go forward. We'll see. Oh my god, excuse me. My nose has been running. And I just ate some chocolate chips, so now my mouth is like watering. It's all going downhill, and we just started. Let me see. Let me check a few things real quick. Hope everybody's day is going well so far. Hopefully, you can hear me. Um, I don't know maybe why it's so low. Can you not? All I see is this phantom hand from behind the mirror, which it's like broken in multiple ways. So Osiris is over here trying to play with me and grab my napkin. I guess it's my fault for playing with her in the bathroom sometimes. I'll like slip her a piece of toilet paper. I'm like in there for a minute. And she's on the other side of the door. You have a bit of fun. I'm gonna see if I can play some music while we go through a few things. Hopefully. Hopefully that'll work. Um, Let me see. Lighting shit. Um, Everything is shit. That's just the way it goes. Let us proceed. I would like to very quickly stop. Please, for the love of Christ. Heart attack. Zero. I would like to check and see if I can. Why you're like this right now. I wanted to see if I could. Oh, good. Okay. 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 I have just created a feedback loop of the ages. That's the scariest sounding thing you're gonna hear all day. Okay, Osiris, please. What I wanted to do was see if I could play some music, but it's as if you can't hear it on the laptop, which is fine. That's why I have my phone out here. So I'm just gonna play. What is it called? I found something like very chill. Sorry, we're getting so close and personal. Victorian ambience. When you live with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, your day can be. No free advertisement. Okay. Honestly, that just sounds like static, huh? Oh, okay. Why? Autumn at Green Witch's house. Let's try that. Can you even hear that? This is so fun, you guys. I am having a blast for no one who's gonna watch this. But I said I was gonna do it. Osiris, for the love of God or Satan, I don't even care. Please. I knew she was gonna be a problem today as soon as I grabbed this mirror because I didn't know what else to do. I was looking for a smaller one, a better one. But no, I don't know where it's gone. So 6 minutes in and we are finally going to get to some content. I wanted to start off by I have a bit of an itinerary. You can't see it, but I have a plan. Kind of. I wanted to start off with a good witch, bad witch reading for the day for everyone. Give me a second. My lips are too pink. I don't like it. Just throwing on some NYX Suede in Dainty Days. I actually am not the biggest fan of it. It looks okay on camera. It's still too lively for me. It's like I like paled out. So what I've been doing actually is mixing it with never be afraid to get creative and mix your makeups. This Wet n Wilds in Nudie Patootie. It's a bit older, and this is like a matte lipstick, and the other one was very much not. But I find the two blend nice. I don't typically do lips or lip line or anything, but that's what I like. Just very, 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 very neutral. Okay, cool. We can now proceed. Again, as this goes on, I might change the camera angle. And by camera angle, I mean how my laptop's situated on top of this volcanic mortar. Or is it pestle? The bowl part. If you didn't know, I'm kind of dumb. I am and I'm not. It just depends on the moment. Okay. So we're starting off with the Eternal Witch at the bottom. If you don't know, what I like to do is shuffle 3 times, and then I've been pulling 4. If you don't know me, I have a Discord, and I've been doing this for the last 2 weeks. And I promised one last show. And instead of me, the toads again. What's a way to put it? Like having to stop and go all the time due to the limitations of my Discord. I decided that just to do a live would maybe be in everyone's best interest. That's honestly it. So that's 1 shuffle. This is 2. I just kind of like to show where I break them. I try to break them even, but as you can see, like clearly there's a discrepancy in that, but that's just life. I don't know if there's ever such a thing as a truly fair shake of things. Good. That's 2. Got 0. Oh, you know what I should have done? I can still do it. Because I was trying to big braid it. I'm like, okay, so the mirror, this is like a 3-paneled mirror. So I'm like, this one's facing this way. So you're going to see a different angle than you usually do. because sometimes I do film from this direction. It's like, I'll put the pumpkin over there. It'll reflect in the mirror. Nowhere to be found. So I will rearrange some things to make it a little bit more festive in a few minutes. And last break. I don't know if we've seen that one yet. I'm getting the sense in my head that maybe the ambient music isn't the best thing to have on. Not like DMCA, but it might just like sound weird. I don't know. I could take that off. Here. Someone's like, oh, thank God, silence. Silence. Hello, darkness, our old friend. Okay, so I think I just put them face down for you, right? Or do I? I'll put them all face down and then we'll flip them one by one. And 4. Cool. Our first card. Ooh, the full moon witch. Speaking of reflections and things and mirrors. Hi. It's so crazy that when I get to like the card, you're like, oh, I'm hungry. That's wild. You know, it actually gives me an excuse to put the pumpkin over there. Okay. Good on you. Please hold. Can you see that? Okay. When I'm sitting down, you know what, whatever. I'm not going to fuss about it. Oh, here's the baby. Here's the other baby. Are you hungry? Yeah. What's the pizza? Okay. Okay. There's cat bits. I swear I cleaned the counter. I swear I did. So we'll just do these one by one. The full moon witch. Okay, the text is in red. For those of you at home who haven't seen me do this, this is the booklet the box came with. This is very old, so I don't know if you can get it again. You can pull good witches and bad witches. I'm just going to say it's bad because of the red banner and numbers. And if you don't know, I can't read Roman numerals. I've tried to learn. My brain does not retain this information. So we are going to use the contents to help us figure out where the fuck this bitch is. Full moon witch. Oh, page 56. No way. That's my tip number. Cool. I will take that. We take those. 56. And then after we're done with this, you can see that. Yeah. I'm just going to do my makeup. And I was thinking that maybe I would put on my wig and an outfit, but I did not pull anything together as far as that goes. So, can I help? There you go. You got it. Everything's like set up differently. No, not the white one. Please don't. She hasn't sniffed around yet. She's just been sleeping behind me on that chair. But I flipped our chairs over so I could be closer to like the light bulbs that work. because that's that's what we're dealing with in this house. Um, and honestly, it doesn't look too much brighter. This actually bugged me a bit, this really bright reflection, but at some point I was like, we all are going to have to just deal with it. The full moon witch. The full moon witch rules the tides and brings fertility and fruition to heartfelt plans and actions. But full moonlight is dangerous. Emotions are illuminated, but shadows are cast. While the moon is full, you will outshine those who are unsettling you by becoming temporarily unreliable or making plans go awry. Those whose lives you touch will see there is hope for tomorrow. As the moon wanes, problems diminish, and you will find new stability. Okay. Okay. And then if you don't know, it comes with like a little bit of a spell to it. If you want to try something at home, I don't read those. I kind of just do this for fun. But I am respectful of like the idea of witchiness and like Wiccan being a religion for some, you know, and people take it really seriously, and that's cool. Again, I'm just doing this for funsies. And I get intelligence in really interesting ways, which maybe today we will come to find. Our second card is an upside down, the Love Witch. And then I'm going to say it's a good card because it has the yellow. This is a tested or yet to be tested theory. I think that's what it's kind of looking at. Yeah, okay. That is correct. Oh, there it is. Cool. Found it. Oh, and this one's number 11. So I got my tip number and then I got my favorite number. Or at least it used to be. Page 23, number 11. I think the other one was 18, if I'm not mistaken. My Android number for those Dragon Ball Z fans. The Love Witch. What itchy? Love, romance, and desire are brought to you by the Love Witch, who reveals love's joy and bewitchment. You may have a secret desire for someone older than you, or you may adore a shy person. The Love Witch will help you both. If your love is unrequited, it's one of those moments. A new relationship will emerge. Love will win. Why did you specifically get into like types of people? Oh, that's not weird. Anyway, I'll show you the spell. I feel like when I was doing the clips, like everything was kind of like in a beat or like a little bit of a segment. So this is very interesting. Like I almost feel out of place doing this. And it's not like I'm nervous. It's just, I think I'm so used to the practice of having to like get information out fast and quick and having to do like these little bits. You know what I mean? It's very fluid and free flowing. This bitch again. It's funny that Jeremy was playing Alan Wake yesterday, and I didn't realize that the map had like the Cauldron Lake or something, but we had brought up the Cauldron as it pertained to this scene in Halloween Town. And then that turned into a whole thing about communications. But yeah, she's back. The bitch is back. Another thing I noticed about Alan Wick, it's Alan, right? Yeah, too. And I forgot to post it. I had posted something about XXX and him passing away at Deer Park. And then the like key shaped like I don't know what you want to call like the exterior part of that wood. But I had like this bit of a log fall from a tree outside the day after he passed away. And X had this tree tattoo here. I also have, what arms it? My tree tattoo. So it was just very interesting. But Alan Wick starts with, or Wake. Oh my God, Wake. Stream's over. Starts with this reflection of like half of a stag's face out of the water and the other half of it being perfectly mirrored in the water. And it's very unsettling, actually. They did a very good job with creating like an atmosphere, but yeah. I guess I'll read it again. This will be what, the third time we've read this lady? Where are you? I guess I could just check the front, but I found it, so never mind. So page 42, card 4. Let me see it. Oh. The Cauldron Witch. The Cauldron Witch reveals that you can change your fate through your intuition and physically by eating healthily and avoiding toxins. By recognizing where fate is lending you a kindly hand and where your own efforts are best exerted, you have a perfectly wholesome recipe for mind, body, and spirit success. Your dedication to your life plans and ambitions brings changes, growth, and happiness. You may be tested, but through effort, you will overcome difficulty. That was the title of my first live on this channel. Well, test, I think, is what it was, but still. And then here's the spell for you, if you're interested. And last but not least, the Earth Witch. Did we pull this one too? Are we getting 2 doubles? For God's sakes. Noting that every one of these cards was right side up except for the Love Witch. So if you were planning anything fun today in that spectrum of your life, maybe consider, it's not that you shouldn't do anything, but maybe it'll be a little bit wonky, you know? Fair warning. Fair warning, everyone. Hello. Where is this lady? Here. I'm close enough to the front of the book. We'll just see here. The Earth Witch is page 2917. Okay. Ooh, I got the chills a bit. I'm cold all of a sudden. And I don't have a jacket. Okay. Okay. Here you go. The Earth Witch. The feminine Earth Witch brings you love and the riches of earthly joys as solid as the earth itself. You or a lover may feel that a passion has died. Speaking of love going awry, yet saying goodbye is not sad, as you will treasure your shared pleasures. Yeah, I remember reading this one, all right. Spring will burst from new buds. As summer approaches, you and a lover will warm to each other. Yep, not even gonna get into it. Not even gonna get into it. All right. And that ends our witch polls. Let's see here. This, and then this. I put them away the same order in which I plucked them. There's just something about it. It's funny to think my cat might be more entertaining than me. Give her 30 minutes or so in the limelight. She's gonna probably be here the entire time, by the way. She just sits with me in the kitchen. We have an understanding of each other. We give each other space, but we're in close proximity. It works out fine. There's other cards that I've been pulling this Halloween season. If I get to a second segment or portion of this, I'm going to cut this at some point because I'm going to go run I think, and get myself a nice not Subway, but like a GMella sandwich, which is a sandwich shop that I'm a big fan of. And that'll be like my treat for the day because it's Halloween. Treat yourself. So at some point after the makeup's done, I will be breaking the live to go run some errands and do that. And then when I come back, if I'm feeling up to it, which I cannot guarantee or not, we will be pulling the other cards. So the Cards Against Humanity and the Real Tarot. And then we're going to be carving that. Oh God, this again. That big boy in the back right there. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. Hopefully if I do a part 2 of this, the mirror's obviously not going to be involved. This is strictly just for like the makeup and stuff. So that's why this kind of looks a little bit weird or off. It dawned upon me too, unfortunately, that there's really good natural lighting right now in the office and I could have set up there. But for some reason, the outlets no longer work in that room in the house. So I couldn't have kept my laptop plugged in or my phone or anything else as far as electronics. And yeah, that just wasn't going to work. That wasn't going to work. So I'm sorry, this is what it is, but you know, again, that's life. That is life. All right, please hold. Actually, let's. You ever drink water and think to yourself, my God, that slaps? Every once in a while, right? Okay, so to be completely transparent, what I'm going to be doing today is just literally, it's my makeup that I typically do. So it'll be like the liner and the brows. I'll do a little bit more of like a refined, depthy shadow because Halloween's a special occasion. And the only other thing that's going to be interesting, if I figure out how to do it again, is it in here? Yeah. So I have this stencil that I drew up. When was that? 304. Ignore how old and dusty and dirty this is. So I will be putting that on my cheek about like right here. Again, if I can figure out how to make that work, because I think I need a black pencil. Or I guess I can try some other things. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I just want to be clear like that. This isn't going to be anything like too crazy. I typically start with my eyebrows. And actually what I just began doing really not that long ago was starting with my eyes. And I find that I actually prefer that, which is crazy because I've been doing the same like order of events for a really long time. Never be afraid to switch it up. Let's see. Is that everything I need from there? Okay. We can get started. Yay. You get to watch the actual magic happen. The real fun stuff. At least in my opinion. Everything else is just like, ugh. I mean, sometimes I guess it's interesting, but let's see. Okay. I will tell you what kind of eyeliner I use. I have been using this eyeliner since I was like 16, and it was recommended to me by a girl named Brittany in high school. It is Wet n Wild's liquid mega liner. They've changed the packaging a bit, and they've changed like the felt or the tip of the applicator. I think I liked it better before, I'll be honest. And I'm talking about years and years and years before. But I've gotten used to it. I think liquid liner is something that you do need to practice. It's not just going to come naturally to people. I do have a workaround though. If you have issues, you need a good makeup remover. So I like this. It's a bit expensive, but this will last you a long time, especially if this is how I take off my makeup, like after I wash my face at night or as I'm cleaning it up. Is I just take like a Q-tip and I dip it and then I'll press it against the sides to get out like all the excess, so it doesn't drip down my face or create a mess I do not want or need. I am already enough of a mess myself. What else can I tell you that I have? I guess we'll just start with that. I need to figure out what colors I'm using. I have the Great Powerful Oz palette. I like this palette because it has this like really pretty, I don't know what you want to call that, almost like a fawn brown or something. Oh, here's a liner I can use. I think I might have to sharpen it though. I try not to use this one too much. One, because it's not like the best eyeliner. But also, I noticed it has 0 on it. And I was like, oh, that's neat. I got this how many years ago? I will show you what kind of eyeliner I do like. I can find it. It's not in black, and I hardly use it because it doesn't even have any. I think this is CoverGirl, and it's missing a tip. I think this is typically like an eraser or like a blender or a buffer. And instead of having to sharpen like a lot of pencils, it's one of those ones where you could just turn it. And I like those. I'm a really big fan of those eyeliners in particular. I don't think it's not like they're the worst of things, but they're also, I'm sure there's like better quality stuff. It works for me. I'm a drugstore girl for the most part. Sorry, I'm just looking at my palettes real quick to see what we're working with here. But yeah, I typically go to the drugstore for a lot of these items. The only thing that I'm a little bit more stingy about, I guess, is the foundation. I'm not even going to be using my good foundation today. I'm like trying to work my way through the Stay Naked by, what is it, Urban Decay. It just doesn't work for my skin that well, in my opinion. And truth be told, I could maybe buy a primer and it would be fine. But I wanted to try a new foundation. I got that, and I've just trying to work through it ever since. I'm not bashing Urban Decay, by the way. I love their stuff. I mean, speaking of like all of these colors, like I love how like it almost like breaks apart, but in like a good way. Like it powders out their eyeshadows. I'm a big fan of that. And they're very pigmented, I found, at least like the few colors that I have. Okay, let's see. You guys like my brush holder? It's a pickle jar. You want to see my other brush holder? Also a pickle jar. I had my brushes just like, I think sitting like gross, like in here at some point. And then I was like realizing that I was accumulating jars and things. And I thought to myself, that works. It's better than the fucking bag. Okay. So I'm going to start with this color. This is like a pink that I clearly use much too often. And by pink, I mean with the camera and like how this all looks. I mean, it looks like my skin color. It's not, but take this little brush here. And kind of dab. Get some color on there. Let's see. Yeah, this is gonna be a journey for all of us. I did what I could to get this set up to work for you so you could see what I'm doing. Obviously, that's hardly the case. I mean, you can watch me do it. Maybe that's just is fine. Okay. Can you see the difference, kind of? No? Cool. Cool. That's great. It's great for all of us. What I love about doing my eyes first, I realize, is it just makes the look almost come together. Because to me, eyes is like what brings it all into like some kind of cohesion. And then with the eyes just being done first, I'm like, oh, I'm almost done with my makeup. And then I do have to do like my eyebrows for 30 minutes. And it's like, I forgot that kind of sucks. But hey, the eyes are still popping. I think it's like the positive reinforcement, of like the eyeliner and the mascara and all of that. Okay. Let me see. I think I'm gonna build up a look a bit. So I'm gonna start with colors that aren't necessarily like the darkest. So for like this area, this little moon shape, I'm going to use this right here. And I like this brush. It's very big and fluffy. I'll typically, I guess, pat it a bit. And then quite literally do that. You kind of see a difference, right? I was saying that looking at this one and being like, yeah, that looks darker. No, I just... I think it's the lighting. God help me. God help us all. Look, Ethan. I could hold a palette here, I guess, but I'm not good with like holding a mirror and doing my makeup. I'm gonna be honest, you guys. That's not how I've practiced my ways. Okay. Now, with that as our starting point, I'm going to take this brush. I love this brush. It just makes it so easy to, let me see, kind of like go right here and kind of like work a darker color out, and just keep it like in a precision. This brush I like because it's big, it's bulky, and it just goes, and it's done, right? Like some things don't need all the time in the world. This, however, and I don't even know what color I'm going to use it. Give me a second. Let me see. Ooh, that's pretty. I don't know if that color is going to blend out well, though. You know how some powders just like don't want to powder? I don't know how else to explain it. It's this kind of like, I don't know colors, you guys. Maybe I should learn some things before I do this next time. But it's almost like a burnt, it looks almost like a purple or a red. Stab that right there. And so yeah, I'm gonna go at the edge and work my way from the outer corner in. And then I'm not gonna get too much farther than maybe about here, but we'll see. Things happen, and we work with our happy accidents. So ready? I put my contacts in today for you so I could see better. And, well, it feels like I can almost see worse. Like there's a blur to my vision. So that's fun. It's cool. And I'm gonna bring that out a bit. Kind of like soften it up. The brow. You guys see that? Oh yeah, you can see it. And then I want to make sure that you know that for me and for you at home, if you're like, oh, I really want like a tight line, blah, 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 blah. That's what the Q-tips and the, like, because this is all rounded right now. Like if you want like a nice like cut, all you do is just put a little bit of the makeup and go. That's literally all you'll, like, it doesn't have to be difficult. You know what I mean? Life doesn't always have to be hard. I guess with that though, that little trick is if you put the foundation and all that stuff on first, which some people do, you will be compromising your foundation and your powder. So maybe that's not the way to go about your application. To each their own, right? I was talking mad shit about this color and it's actually working out really well. My bad. My bad, dude. Not talking shit. I just didn't know if it was going to blend as well as some of the other options that I knew I had. Oh, carnelian. Kind of. Again, the lighting is a bit of an issue. So we're just working with it. Oh, there's definitely a bit of like a dark spot right here. Let me see. This is my big brain. Let me just try to make a dark spot on the other side. I don't know how it got there, but we just dab some color on and really concentrate it. Maybe we'll emulate whatever the fuck happened over here. I have like really like big eyes, I guess. So I just kind of follow my the contours of my face and bone structure. Not everybody is going to like their makeup if they do something like that. Which I'm sure you know, especially if you do your makeup often. I feel like that needs to be said. It's like, why doesn't my makeup look like that? It's like, well, you know, we're all a little bit different. I will now proceed with some under eye shadow. I believe I'd like to start with this shimmery brown. Not quite as dark as this one, but a good place to start. Do you mind if I just look at this mirror? I'm gonna look at this mirror. That was my knee, I swear. Oh my god, I want to listen to music so bad. Or something. Just something. Oh well. My house has been behaving for the most part, and then I just heard a ping like in the wall over there. If you don't know what a ping is in my mind, it's when there's some type of interaction between like you and what you're doing in the environment. Um, so like sometimes the fridge will start making a noise, or there's like a crack in the wall. Some trash will randomly fall or something. I don't think that's the legal term for these types of things, but it's fine. I'm also, I think, going to maybe take that same color and kind of work these corners again. Maybe create more and more depth. What the fuck was that? Um, Continues to do makeup. Priorities. Osiris, that wasn't you, was it? She's sleeping. Well, we're just gonna have to hope for the best. No, this is the type of brush I'm using, by the way. Just a little fluff of a brush. Mistakes have been made. For some reason on this eye, like literally this eye right here in particular, I'll put eyeshadow on and it doesn't go on evenly. So it's I don't know how to explain it. It's just very bizarre. We'll take this guy out though and see if we can maybe do some blending action. It's just like it's really light right here. Oh, you can even kind of see it. This camera quality is shit too. Like right there where it's light. And I'm like, how though? How is this happen? It's my knee again, I swear. Okay. You guys like my short hair? I'm actually enjoying it as it's growing out. At some point, it's gonna get to like weird, like longer lengths, if you want to even call it that. Right now, it's like this cool, almost like punky pixie, because I have like these tails back here that are kind of long. Oh god, fix thyself, hey. I have a really narrow face, so I would like a little bit more body to create the illusion of space and roundness, but for now, this is what it is. Let's see. Typically, this doesn't take so long, but it's honestly just really hard to see shit. I have this thing with my makeup where it's like, oh, it doesn't even matter if it's perfect or not because you wear glasses. Go back to me saying, I wore contacts today. Yay! Yeah, perfect conditions for chaos. I'm now going to take the darker brown. I just dabbed the pencil or the brush, pardon me. I'm going to take it and put it right here. And we're kind of towards the center, but not quite on both sides, okay? Don't be afraid to use your fingers or whatever other tools. It's makeup. There's no right way to do it. There's techniques, but there's no like right way to do anything in life. Cue the helicopter. Okay. Looks a little bit crazy, but it all comes together, I swear. Yeah, you should see it in person. What I've been doing recently, because I used to kind of just leave the bottom there, is take a brush, kind of like this one's, like a flat tip, and a little bit like, not hard. You don't want your brushes to be hard, especially if they're around your sensitive areas. But I'll take, what color do I want to do? Oh man. Should we do black? It's Halloween. We'll do black. So what here's the options is what I'm going to do is do like a precision line because this is just like shadow that's been blended a bit. And I'm going to do like a line strictly like under where the eyelashes are. And that's going to go until like maybe about this point on both sides. And you can blend that out too, obviously, but it just creates a bit more of like a depth, I guess. But you can even use the same color again because you're putting on such like a concentrated space, it will appear darker. But I'm thinking right now I'm going to do the black. I think we'll just do that. So I'll take the brush, got some black on there. And work my way towards the middle of the eye. Maybe even about like 3/4 of the way. You see the difference, kind of? Not really. Do this one. You know, it doesn't help that this mirror that I'm using right now is dusty and full of makeup. See them? More, I think. I'm gonna get to like the bathroom or one of the mirrors I have in like a natural light and be like, what happened? What the fuck happened to you? Look like I have like 2 black eyes. No, I've done this before. I'm a pro. I just do think that maybe the eyeshadow might be a bit crazy, but we're going for Rockstar's wife that he hasn't talked to in like 10 years because he's off touring and fucking other women. That's so, I'm a little bit haggard, but I'm still feeling myself, It's okay. As long as he pays for the groceries and the bills are paid for the house, it's just like, can you really complain? You should complain, yes. Have standards, ladies and gentlemen, but in this scenario, who cares? Whatever. Okay, I should tell you what I'm doing. This is like a shimmery, like pale yellow, I guess is what you could call it. Clearly I use these a lot. Whoops. But I'm going to use the yellow. I feel like it just has a bit more pop on my skin than the pink does. And I'm going to put that all along here on both sides. And then I'm going to put it in the centers on the bottom and the top. Remember that this has shimmer as well with the brown from earlier. I find like two shimmers, especially like such contrast, look really nice and pretty. So we'll do that. Take my finger and kind of blend those two together. And go back in and just add some right here and kind of work towards not quite the middle, but okay. How are we doing? At this point, if you're getting antsy, and I would do it actually right now just to show you. Like if you're like, oh, I just want to feel it. I want to feel something. I want to feel like it's coming together. And this isn't enough for you. You can take one of your, like you're like me and have two mascaras. I have the two mascara method. I don't typically put on false lashes. But I'll take the mascara that's like a bit drier, you know what I mean? And I'll just apply the bottom lashes. And that can like kind of get you in a headspace if you need it. I like the idea that you can rig your brain for the better, This I'm gonna actually have to like really focus a bit on the mirror in front of me. I think like that's not gonna happen as far as like me holding this palette up or anything like that. But I can kind of explain what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open this, duh. And typically when you open the liquid liner, it'll be very full of product. And just because it is full, I take advantage of that, and I'll just put like a little line on each end here because there has to be liner there, and it's not so much like, again, like a precision thing, and it's just getting the product on and out there. And then because, you're kind of drying out the applicator, it's not like a stick, but whatever the fuck it is, you can start going in on the corners. I'll typically, after I've done the sides, I'll work on one corner. I think it's this eye that I do first for the most part, and then I'll just try to emulate it on the other side. Everybody obviously is going to have a different method. And I do my best to get them even. But as most of us know, that is a bit difficult. And that's why we have the makeup remover. And there's other things that I can show you too if it gets too terribly bad. Can I stop saying please? Operators in my brain. Hello. Words. I have like a few. But yeah, let's just pray we don't get to that point because I'd like to get this over with. Let me see. I will put you. About right there, maybe. Oh boy. Oh geez. Okay. So I do wipe it a bit as I'm bringing it up, just so it's not too like goopy or anything like that. I have that strategy. Oh, this lighting sucks. Of like just by default, literally, like there's no tactic here. It's just let's get something on the edges. This is a little bit less saturated now, so we can go in and do the detail work. This light. Is that better? Lo and behold. Okay. Let's see that. I did the corner, worked my way up, connected it. And I mean, honestly, like that doesn't even look that bad. I need an jar instead of like a curse jar. You can't really see it, but it's not like a very dark black right now. So I'm gonna have to go over it again. Just a little bit. For the most part though, I will say, here, maybe I'll stand. I am so sorry. I do find that this is a really good eyeliner. It's cheap, but it's really good. And it'll last you like all day as long as you don't have like super greasy skin. And to that, I would tell you just apply eyeshadow and it shouldn't move around a lot or at all. What I do is I just take a little line and I drag it out and then I fill it up a bit. But yeah, I mean, you can see how, like, this isn't a hard look. Again, I did a lot more eyeshadow work than I typically do. But you can already see it, right? Like, you can see. There she is. It's so quiet. know this is bad. Not my makeup, but sometimes when I don't want to dip it back in, because again, that sense of there's going to be too much product and it's not going to be as easily maintained or controlled, I will just lick the tip of it. And I find that it'll either help you drag a little bit of the makeup that's already applied, or if there's anything left that maybe for whatever reason didn't want to come off of the brush. It might now do that for you. And there you go. One eye done. I just bit my tongue. Fun. I'm going to do the other eye as quickly and as neatly and as precisely and accurately as possible. But first, let me move this chair and crack my back, perhaps. That was a really good crack. Did you hear that? This is a very flattering position, I know. I find that one of the most difficult areas for me to emulate with eyeliner is the interior, right? The centers. I guess I take a little bit more of like a sisters not twins, or yeah, sisters not twins approach. However, this is one of those things that I will keep going back to throughout my whole makeup routine and fidgeting with, just like my eyebrows. So if at some point I take a break from the brows later and come back to this, don't be surprised. That's a part of the whole. I try not to get frustrated. So having like little break things to do in between is helpful. This is supposed to be a relaxing experience. You're doing your makeup for you, no one else. So you might as well chill. We are working our way there. It's not at all even. This again, this mirror setup it's something. It is something else. Sometimes my hands go like a bit numb, like this one right now. Like I lose feeling, which is a bit of a problem. That's another reason I actually stopped doing my hair. It's like a lesser reason, but I found that there was moments when I literally could not lift hair and hold it, and I couldn't feel my hand, and it was getting really bad. And bleach isn't something you want to just sit on. I remember this one time. It's like I had two sections left, like the tiniest of sections, just to do my roots, and I had to wait for like 10 minutes or something stupid for my hand to allow me to do it, and it made me think about my life a little bit. Like I don't know if this blonde shit's in the cards anymore, unless someone's gonna fucking do it for me. And Tommy just growled at me. Let me see. This might be a breaking point, real quick. So we jump over to browse. You can kind of see. At some point, I can take the. I was hiccup a bit. I could take the laptop and move us over to a different location so we can see this in better lighting. But for now, I guess I could have done this in the bathroom. Why didn't I do this in the bathroom? I don't know if there's actually a good logical reason. I'm going to be real with you. Um, Maybe I feel a bit better doing it out here because it's not like as intimate of an area. You know what I mean? If we want to look into the psychology of it, I don't know. Um, what I've learned over time is that not only helpful is it to go to different mirrors throughout the house and take a look at your makeup because you get different lighting and different perspectives. Um, to do your makeup very closely, but then to look at it from a bit afar, changing the depth of field and all of that is also a little trick that I don't think I really picked up on until a little bit later in my life. I don't know why I'm shaking this like I'm gonna use it. It's like fine. Everything's fine. The only thing that's a little bit off are, well, no, because those are pretty good too. The way I'm just talking shit about myself for no good reason. My own biggest critic. Okay. I'm just talking shit. I'm gonna hold on the mascara. I would do that because I would complete the look and then I'd just be completely done with the eyes. I want to give it some time to settle and for my eyes to adjust and see if I look at it in 5 minutes, a little something I can kind of tinker with, give myself the opportunity to do that. And it's just a little bit harder with mascara on, not impossible, but. And then also my eyebrows are like my eyeliner part 2. So I do know myself to get frustrated with them. And it'll give me another thing to do is just put on the mascara as well as, do all that if need be. I could not possibly tell you. Oh, wait, is it still on there? This is Star Shadow Graphite. And the reason I'm holding it so much in a precise way is because it's completely broken. It is a shattered mess of what it once was. And I have to be very careful because it gets everywhere. And I like it so much that I'd rather it not. Also, it gets messy, very messy. I'm going to show you how to do brows with one color in eyeshadow. I like darker brows. The other day I was trying to figure it out. Like, where did this come from? Why do I like the look so much? And I think it's Cara or Cara Delevingne. Is that how you say her last name? But I grew up with her when she was like modeling a lot, and she just like had like these really nice thick brows. And she has like a paler complexion, I guess, like me. But she always had like a bit of a lighter hair compared to her brows. And I was like, I like that. I'm gonna follow the natural lines of my eyebrows on the bottom for the most part. And I'll do both sides. And then what I'll do is really work again this eyebrow and try to mimic it on this one. But I'm going to go back and forth a lot. I don't think there's going to be any swearing, but I can't guarantee. I don't know how frustrating this is going to be today. Okay. So already, like, this is why brows are important. This is why brows are important. Isn't that crazy? Like what I look like. I mean, even just a couple of minutes ago. No. I'm telling you, makeup is magic, you guys. Magic's real. So yeah, I'm going to build up off of that line. And kind of start fleshing it out where my natural hair kind of goes and is. And I want to keep doing that and establish a shape. Because I'm doing this with an eyeshadow, it takes a good bit of layering up the eyeshadow, even though it's a dark color, to get it. I don't know, can you see? Like there's shadow here, but you see how you can kind of still see the skin. So I'm going to have to keep going over that area to really create an even like tone or effect. It's annoying, but that's why I have the pencil. What I used to do, I'm not using it because I love it so much. and I don't want to use it. I'm very poor. So anytime I use product, it's like, well, now that little bit's gone. What if you needed that for later? And I know it's Halloween, but I'm not doing shit today. So there's better occasions. Time is it 2:23? Okay. And still, we have to apply more. I'm used to it, but I know you guys hopefully aren't watching me in my bathroom every day doing this. Okay. So you can see how it's pretty much like defined and shaped, right? Again, we have the other line. This is where we started from pretty much, and then this is where it's going to go. A trick they use is, you can take your brush and its handle, it'll kind of tell you like where the arch should be. I agree and disagree with eyebrows. I honestly feel like you can kind of gauge it yourself on like how you like to look. The issue I found though for myself is I can really like how my eyebrow looks this way, and I can put the tail on it. I haven't worked on it yet, but sometimes the tail doesn't translate as well, like from a different perspective, and that's why I like to have a little hand mirror, because what I can do is, you can't see, but I can see literally all of this. I can see how this fits under. And it's really nice, I think, to have that, because I want to look good from every angle, not just one, if I can help it. If I can fucking help it. I can't speak for my backside, okay? I know my ass has gotten flat, but the front and the, 3/4 perspectives, got it. We got it. So same deal. I'm going to have to keep applying just to build up the color. That doesn't look bad at all. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just going to have to fill it out a little bit more here. And what I do on the edges of the eyebrows, because it's really hard to get like a tight, like pinch of a line with the shadow, is I will shape that with the makeup remover. It's a miracle worker, that stuff. So don't worry, if it's kind of like not sharp or anything. It can be if you want it to be. Or again, you can use a pencil, which sometimes I'll do. Maybe today I'll do that. If I get frustrated, we'll see. Oh, ow. Okay. So it's like one eyebrow. No eyebrow, eyebrow. Isn't it crazy how this comes together? Okay. And now we're gonna try to match it. Again, you can use your bone structure and like the placing of the brush to kind of help you line things up a bit. It's also good to keep in mind your bone structure and how your face falls isn't always symmetrical. So that's a great rule of thumb, or like a great place to start. But I wouldn't take it as like gospel. You know what I mean? Oh Lord. Oh, it's oh Lord, it's starting. Again, I do have the added challenge of I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Um, because my eyeshadow is broken, sometimes I will dip my brush into the product and it'll just get like rocks. And if I'm not careful, that will get like smeared onto my face and just break apart. And sometimes like it'll fall, like the shadow will be like under my eyes all of a sudden. Like, where did that come from? Or the eyebrow kind of like implodes a bit. It's just, I love having this many challenges in my life. So it's so fun. Chat, I have to admit, my natural hair. I know I mentioned the cut earlier, but like the color is growing on me. It's hard to see here; it's a little bit washed out, but it's at this interesting place of light and dark. It's all coming together. Mhm. I took a shower today, you guys. I'm a clean bean. Mm. What I've realized with my eyebrows is that sometimes it's not trying to match it necessarily to one or the other, but to try to like match them both to each other over a course of like a little like edits and tweaks. So you will see me going back and forth a good bit, but that's essentially what I'm doing. It's so interesting to do this with contacts in because typically, like, I can't really see that far. So it's kind of nice to have vision this close and this far away. Um, I did not mean to do that. This eyebrow, it decided to travel. It wanted to bridge the divide. It aspires to be a unibrow. Okay. All right. First stab of this today, I guess. So yeah, I'll put the Q-tip in here. Hold it firmly because you do not want to drop these in there. It's a nightmare. And then I like to kind of like squeeze it out along the side. Okay. I actually did pretty good. Hell yeah, dude. I do have to, and this is another reason. Oh my god, I forgot this was happening. This is one of those things you don't leave open. Don't do that. Broken powder being open so your elbow can just like knock into it or something. You're asking for it. You know what I mean? Um, where's my mirror? There it is. So you can maybe kind of tell that the extensions beyond the arch aren't even. This mirror will help you really understand why that might be and get you to a place where they're at least a bit more symmetrical in their shape. I also struggle with getting like these two things perfectly aligned. It's whatever. It's what the fuck ever. I share these things with you not because I want you to like go up to my face and be like, yes, I can see. No, I'm saying this to people who do their makeup. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm trying to be a voice of comfort, not give you like a laundry list of things you can talk shit about. You know what I mean? But I know how you are, so I'm acknowledging that too. The one on my right, this one needs to be a little bit thicker to match. I'm feeling it, you guys. Let me layer up the eyeshadow a bit more on the left brow, though. It's a little bit sparse in some areas. Eyebrows, I've realized, like, if you put your face in different directions, it can also kind of help you understand where maybe you can even them out. See how that hardly aligns, and then this needs to. I have like natural hair on this one though that I don't necessarily have as deep into like the center of my nose. So it's never going to look exactly the same no matter how hard I try, unfortunately. It's just what it is. Another trick that I learned is if you kind of like intentionally blur out your eyes. I don't know if you know how to do that. You know what I mean, right? Like shift your focus. So if you just do that a bit, sometimes it'll help you see the shapes a little bit in a different way of your brows. And that's another helpful thing to do, I believe. Let's see. I honestly might go to the bathroom at some point and kind of mess with them a bit more. But for now, let's get the show on the road, shall we? I have a sandwich I need to go pick up. These are my mascaras. I typically put on Colossal by Maybelline first. And this is Glamour Black or Glam Black. I just want the blackest black. I don't even know if that's this, but I don't really fuck with like brown or anything like that. And this is Voluminous Black or Carbon Black by L'Oreal Paris. I typically put on the yellow first and then I'll do the carbon, but it depends on how dry this is. If this gets too dry and this is like where it's at as far as like it's going to give me the most product, this will start going on first. It really just depends. I mix it up. But this is new. So I think it's only the second time I've used this, actually. This one in particular. The first time, I think, was at the show. I opened it. Oh my god, new mascara. Hello. Okay. And what I will do is just put some starting mascara on both sides and then start to shimmy. I do not know what's going on with these inner lashes. There's like a hair. Yeah, there was a fucking goddamn fucking hair there. It ruined everything. So one, and now I'm gonna do a little bit on the bottoms because I already have the applicator brush out, obviously. I don't want to like dunk back into the mascara. That's typically not what I do. And for the bottom lashes, I will go like about 3/4 into the way of the interior eye. And quickly, so they mesh together, I'll take my second mascara. I'll just about do the same thing. Sometimes when I'm applying, I'll apply like this as opposed to just taking the one up and out. I'm gonna have to dunk this again. This one's a good bit old. Don't forget to kind of like work right here, like that line towards your outer lashes. You know, you want the appearance of their full lashes to be not just focused. Again, like where you can kind of see them. You can see spaces and dividends from different angles, in which maybe like, oh, that's not how I wanted that to look. Yeah. It's a little bit messy. I blame my setup, not myself. I'm gonna take a little bit of product that's on here still, the Q-tip, and kind of work off any excess mascara that's, for whatever reason, managed to find its way onto my eyelids or brow bone. Forgot to do the bottom lashes again. I'm not done. I'll do a coat on the bottom as well. And yeah, there she is. This is without foundation. My skin was kind of acting up last night, but for now, it's looking okay. If I wasn't leaving the house, I probably wouldn't put any foundation on, just because it's like, well, why waste the product, you know? But since I am going to run errands, we can do that. Let me just look at my eyeliner again real quick and just see if there's anything I can kind of tweak. I might be able to make the wings a little bit more even. Eyeliner is another one of those things like the eyebrows where you can really benefit from kind of like blurring your vision just a little to help you better see the shape instead of creating like a very clear like focus. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but it helps that. And then I find like looking at it in a different angle to see how it matches or doesn't, like in my case, but girl, I'm only gonna do so much, okay? I'm not going out on a date or something, so or begging for a job. I don't want a job, you guys. I have one. I just don't get paid for it. Let's see. I'm a professional victim. So typically what I like to do is put on a primer. I haven't had a primer in a long time, so I've been using this Rosebud Salve. Clearly. So I'll just dip my finger in and I'll put it underneath the eye and work that out. Do the other side. Now this does have a bit of a pink tint to it. You can see it a lot more clear in person, but that won't matter. I mean, it does and it doesn't. I don't know if you really want to classify this as like a good substitute for a primer, to be honest. But I like it. So I guess it just depends what you're doing and if you care or not. The longevity of the makeup. My makeup typically stays on for a pretty long time, but it depends on your, skin. Like, is it combination? Is it oily? Is it dry? I have been running a bit more dry, so I'm thinking maybe that's why maybe this foundation isn't the best for me without having like a really good primer. I just take like a little bit of like a squirt and I put it on my finger. I should shake this, but I'm worried that if I shake it, all of this product's gonna get up on the walls and then it's gonna dry and then it's like that. Okay. With this, I'm just patting it into my skin, but especially like right under the eyes to kind of create a bit more of a base, at least under there, to where it's like a concentrated, saturated coverage. And I am putting a little bit up here. If there's any product left on your finger, I kind of just go around the mouth a bit. I will then take this brush and I will kind of just blend that all out. like so. I also dab it a bit, like with the eyes in the eye area. Drag it more so down along the face. This is where you can kind of like, another opportunity to create a little bit more of like a direct cut with the color of your eyeshadow and all of that. Okay, that's one side. I know, this is hard to see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If we do this again, I will probably do like the exact same look. So maybe in the future we can do this at like 2.0, like Grover. Grover 2.0. Again, just creating that nice hard line between my foundation and the eyeshadow. You can also hit those eyebrows as well. I don't typically put a lot of foundation up on my forehead. Believe it or not, the craziest thing is like here. Do you know what I mean? And then everything else, it's just like basic, just something, just a little bit of something. No perfection needed. I will, though, add a little bit more. Just a little bit. I have bangs now. I forgot. You kind of have to lift those up if you want to get under them. Okay. Oh, here's another thing. I have stretch ears, but you probably want to do this anyway. Or you don't have to, but if you want to blend out your ears, you can just always take the whatever is left on your brush. Because your ears tend to run a bit more pink or red, like the tips of them, so up here, but also the sides. If you're looking for everything to kind of like be cohesive, even though that's naturally not how it works, there's something to remember. And yeah, that's about it. I might need to actually add a little bit more. It's looking a bit pink right there. This little fold area. Okay. I didn't blend it down here. I only blended it to about here. And again, like above my lip. And I guess I'll do like a little bit here as well, but I like having like my natural skin somewhere on my face. You know what I mean? Urban Decay, everyone. Making us look flawless. Cool. 154, 16, 18, 19. Makeup Forever. I have other powders. This one, I'm just like working through it. It's not like it's bad though. It's just like, this is just the one I've been using for like 2 years, 3 years. Looks like this. I will take this brush. I will dab it. Get a little bit of product on there. And I will like press it into my under eyes and around my face, wherever I put the foundation. And sometimes I'll even go where I haven't, just to preliminarily attack any oil that wants to make an appearance. How we looking? Pretty okay? Pretty okay. Let's not say good yet. I am now going to apply. I think this is Smashbox. I could not even try to tell you what color. I mean, I can hardly see Smashbox. There's like a bit of an S and then an X, so we're just taking a guess, but some bronzer, contouring powder, however you want to put it. Be using this little brush. Make a few rounds. And what I like to do is kind of work my way, because most of your products obviously gonna come off wherever it touches the skin first. And if you want it reasonably darker, like in the crevices up here as opposed to down here, you're gonna want to start back towards your ear. And then you'll blend your way out. And I just do that in a bit of a circular motion. And I was told a neat little trick some days ago where it's like, you can put on bronzer and blush. And I was like, no way. So I've been doing that. So we'll be doing that today too. Do the other side. Okay. I don't know if you can really tell too much of a difference. You can. Nice, dude. I will also kind of like work my way to kind of give this a little bit of a contour, a little bit right here. And then I like to hollow these guys out a little bit. You'll see. Ooh, my nose. I literally just go like press it hard and go up. Okay. Another one of those things you kind of want to gauge and make sure it's even. And for the most part, it is. Cool. Now to the blush, which is also broken like my eyebrow color, which is a shame because blush is something that you don't want to fuck up. Blush, I can fix eyeliner. I can fix a bad eyebrow. If I fuck up the blush, it's over. It's done. I might as well not leave the house. I'm gonna look like a clown. Like, look how bad this is. And it's very pigmented. So if I'm lucky, like today, there will be a little bit of product, like you can kind of see there. And I'm like, oh, good. Because what I can do is like dunk my brush in, and you can see how pink that is. Like, that's not a lot. And so, again, that doesn't look like a lot. It is. And I'll kind of like tap the brush to hope to Jesus most of the excess, that's still a lot, is going to go back into the cap area. For the blush, what I've been doing is applying this like a curved, working a little bit up, but mostly focusing right there. So, and being very light-handed, very, very light-handed. You see the difference? Nope. Oh, you kind of can. I'll take if there's anything left and put it on the edge of my nose. Give that cute little like kawaii look. And then, oh my fucking God, there's a huge concentration of color right there. That's not good. Smell like disaster. Okay. And we're going to try and do the same thing on the other side. This is hard because I can't. The lighting isn't even on my face. Give me a second. Picking up more product might not have been the move. Whoops. How do I rectify this function? Buffer it out a little bit, maybe. This side looks fantastic. The other side doesn't look awful. I'm hearing voices. Not like schizo, but like through some wizardry of technology. I think through like electronics and other things. Sometimes I like talk in my house, and somebody said too much makeup. One, you literally know today is Halloween, right? If there ever was a day to wear too much makeup, I think it would be today. But okay, I guess you have the right to your opinion in my house. Like, nobody's watching this right now. So you having this ability to form an opinion on what I look like when there's 0 viewers is something. Oh, what is in my eye? Uh-oh. I get it. And now, last but not least, ColourPop. Stole the show. This will be my highlighter. It's another one of those things I just use, and I will use it until it runs out, and then I will buy a highlighter, probably a different one, and then I'll use that one until it runs out. So it goes. Okay, we're struggling in the eye here. What is happening? What is the issue? It hurts. Whatever it is hurts. This is the brush I'm using. It's kind of falling apart. And I'm just gonna like dab my way up. I will also put some here and here, and then I will go down the nose. And if I feel like it, I will also do under the eyebrows. I think I did a pretty okay job applying the eyeshadow earlier, the shimmer. But like, let's say that I didn't want to use the shimmer because obviously I'm almost out. I will just add the highlight with this. Yay. And there she is, you guys. It's crazy what some makeup can do. It usually doesn't take me this long, but I've been explaining things, and again, like this whole, it did its purpose. You know, I'll stop talking shit for a second. It did what it needed to do. It just was, it's not the easiest thing to work with. Let me just put some of my things away. I'm going to try to keep things clean and tidy, if you can believe it. Get my palettes. Put all this away soon enough. Oh, I was going to do the 0. You right. What if I do that when I get back? If I do a part 2? Why don't we do that? That makes more sense to me. Because it's 3:10. Not like I'm going to eat right now. I'm going to get the sandwich and like save it for later. But I don't want to like hit traffic and all of that either. It's my mirror. Okay. Let me see what I had on my itinerary for today. You guys like my pumpkin? We did this, we did this, we did this, we did half of that. So these are gonna have to get pushed. Down. I've fucking drawn a weird ass penis. Cool. Cool. Love that for all of us. I know today was supposed to be like a Halloween stream, but it was more so like, you get to just hang out with me. Oh, this lighting's better. You can see what we've been doing this entire fucking time. But yeah. Again, it doesn't usually take this long. But it is what it is. I'm not on my chair right now. I'm like squatting in a very weird position. So yeah, I might go leave and do that. And then we can come back and do some tarot, Cards Against Humanity. We'll do the wig and the 0. We feel like it. And then the pumpkin carving. I think for that, what I'm going to want to try to do is draw a bit of a design on it first. I have an idea of what I want to do. I'm still kind of up in the air. But once I've drawn it on there, that's when I would come back to the live, because I want that already done and like prepped. So yeah. And if after pumpkin carving, I feel like there's still life in me yet, if a million years, from now, somebody's like, oh my God, I love this content creator. I want to make sure they have, hours of compelling shit to watch. So what we can do later is play Minesweeper. That's an option. I can paint my nails and talk some shit. I don't have a lot of other things to do, but those are some options. I can light read a little bit more. Sorry, my nose. It's actually been really good. It was not great when we started the video. It was just like runny. It was a runny fucking mess. So yeah. How does that sound? A 2-hour slapper, and then we can thank you, fridge or freezer. I don't know which one exactly did the noise. So yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying your Halloween. Sorry, I'm not like super cool and have alerts or, emojis or even a chat to chat with, but this is what we've got. Honestly, I don't mind. I'm just doing this more so for fun for me. And again, just if one person's like, this was a way for me to get out of my own head, for example, or we did the makeup, maybe you like makeup and this look is something you want to try and emulate. Hopefully that kind of helps. So yeah, different strokes for different folks. Not saying I'm for everyone, but there has to be at least one person in the span of all time who would find this to be of their liking. This is for you. Okay, bye. If I could fucking end the video. And bye.